All right, I need to talk about something that is very important. This is a huge distinction between people that are going to get the results that they want in their life and the people that are not. So, this distinction is the mentality of living a life of training, living a life of focused intent, living a life of pursuing your curiosity versus just being normal. Just fucking following the crowd, going to the default position, taking the path of least resistance, right? And just being a cog in the machine, being a part of the system, just treading along, right? Once again, first, and then like contrasting against, figuring shit out, right? Really trying to live the best life possible, right? So I'm gonna call this the trainer versus the liver, normal versus training, the normal mentality, or the default mentality versus the training mentality. I'll figure it out. I really want to talk about this because this is like, I heard Peter Ralston talk about this, where he made this distinction between him and other people, where he just naturally wanted to design his life such that he lived the best life possible. He naturally was training his mind and his consciousness to discover what he wanted to inquire into. He was naturally curious about reality and whatnot. He just wanted to figure this whole fucking thing out. And so he was studying and fucking working and all that stuff, and he got these massive results as a result of it. I think of Leo Gira, where he was constantly inquiring about reality and thinking about like, well, how can someone believe something that like this and another person believes something that's completely opposite? For him, that was just the spark of his entire fucking journey, right? And I guess like for me, like my journey is like, how does someone become a fucking high performing motherfucker from nothing? How do you turn yourself into that, right? How do you indoctrinate yourself into that way of being? So this kind of attitude of like having focus, right? All these people, including me, right, that I identify with, is like having this meta focus with life where you're just constantly trying to go for it. You're trying to get the fucking most juice out of this goddamn life because you're so attached to it, and you realize that it's precious, and every single moment is precious, right until the bitter end. And you want to learn how to respect that time that you've been gifted in every single second, in every single moment, right? Every single day you're gifted with another beautiful day, and you have to be able to learn how to show respect for this gift by putting it in your all, right? And that's just kind of something that's been intuitively felt out by me being myself, and I guess, I don't know how the fuck, but most people don't fucking get that, ever. They'll live their entire life as mediocre fucks that are just cogs in the system. And I think that's just like how reality is meant to be. There's going to be half the population or less, like, that are like, yeah, way less than half. But like a small amount of population that are going to be focused, and a large amount that are cogs in the machine. Because we need cogs in the machine. We need workers. We need slaves. We need wage slaves, right? To run things. Because that's just how fucking reality works right now, right? That's one perspective to have on this, right? That kind of makes me think like that's why like everyone's all that. But most people are just so fucking overwhelmed with survival, yet at the same time they don't intuit that like, oh, maybe I should try mastering my survival such that my life is no longer one problem after another where I'm managing circumstances. It's like Tony Robbins says, like, you want to be a creator of your life such that you're creating, and you're treading a fucking path Whereas rather than like just managing your circumstances constantly, right? Because so much of us get fucking trapped in survival. You know, we get some kids and we have a shitty job and we're fucking stuck there for the rest of our lives. You know, or worse, you knock up a woman and then like she doesn't even let you see the kids and you have to pay monthly. You know, that's some bullshit. And you know, fucked situations you can get in, right? You can imagine, just look around you, right? People that are stuck in these situations, and the worst thing you can do is getting yourself stuck, right? So for me, like my meta focus is always like getting myself unstuck, getting myself free of wage slavery. And so, you know, I'm making a little bit of a sacrifice here where I'm like fuck, I'm gonna really try to focus on mastering my survival. So like finishing my book, you know, getting my courses together, like studying all the things I need to fucking study, learning how to become someone that is productive fucking all day. They're just working all day. That is where I want to be, right? Because then I'll be able to beat fucking everybody else that's not working all day. Even if I'm just beating the motherfuckers that are working 80% of the time, I'm working 100, right? And there's this whole mentality of, you know, just to go back to the main topic, you know, this mentality of training. You know, I'm training to be the best life coach in the world. I'm training to be a better speaker right fucking now. You know, I'm training to have better ideas right fucking now, right? I'm training to write better by writing every single day. I'm training strength by doing kettlebells. I'm training going out and then like, you know, coming back from from the club or from wherever, you know, after a session of practicing socialization, I do a voice recording of a report, because I'm training how to become more charismatic, and doing this whole process of being very studious about it is gonna allow me to really lean into exponential growth, right? I'm going to be able to grow way faster because I'm being very intentional. Everything I do is intentional because I have allowed myself to spend the time to vision out fucking everything I want in my life, and I've visioned out everything like so explicitly, and I haven't visioned it out explicitly enough, but explicitly enough for now where all my actions in every single day are grounded in goals, and these goals are grounded in bigger goals, and these goals are grounded in even bigger goals. Or like the ultimate goal is like how to live the best life possible, such that I'm fucking content when I die. You know, such that I fucking earn the right to die happy. And so I have another video on a previous practice routine that I have in my 90-day challenge there, or my 90 video challenge, not 90. Yeah, 90 video challenge before 2022 ends, where I talk about, you know, grounding your entire, all your actions in a web of context, in a web of goals. And that's going to really, you know, get shit working for you and really get motivation working for you. And that's something that is all along the lines of me picking up this training mentality. So I don't even like to associate with motherfuckers that aren't even training something, you know? Like if you're an artist, fucking, you better be doing a hardcore practice routine every single day such that you can become world class. That's just my mentality. You know, for people that I'm close to, I push that shit on them, because I don't even want to fucking talk to you if you're not actively training something, if you're not intentional about something, you know? It doesn't really matter what the fuck it is. Just make it intentional such that you're occupying your mind and you're building momentum such that you don't fall into ruts, such that you don't, fall into depressions. And that will allow you to live the most fulfilling life possible because you'll be able to get results. Life is a process, is a journey where you're growing yourself into who you were meant to become. So, yes. Do that. That's a way fucking, for me, that's like way more intelligent way to use your life than to just like take the path of least resistance, do a job that's kind of like, shitty, but it pays enough, and, you're working at this fucking, aluminum smelting facility, and, you do fuck all day, like 89% of the time, and you're proud of like that you can just do nothing and fucking earn like 30, or 50 an hour or whatever the fuck, because, you're in a lucky position. Well, that's not even lucky, because you're in a position where you're so attached to the income, and you fucking honeypotted yourself. So like you've trapped yourself, where you haven't developed any other useful skills, so you can't even transition to another career. So you're fucking stuck there because you're so attached to the money that you make. Obviously, you can imagine, I'm fucking pulling from a very real example I've seen. So, yeah, nothing pisses me off than someone that just allows himself to just like become like a bump on a log. That nothing pisses me off more than someone that is not focused, that's not really trying to become fully engaged with their life. Someone that's, not actively finding ways to put spirit into their life. It's kind of funny because like I talk to so many people when I go clubbing, and this is like 100% of the fucking people I talk to, and like 0.0001% will be like into self-improvement, but they're not like fully fucking engaged, right? Or they're into something, but they're not like fully obsessed. I know it's like a personality trait to be obsessive, but for me, that's like the best fucking life, to love something so much that you're obsessive about it. And that's just me though. But I think that is a superior way to live life. I think you'll get a lot more out of life that way. You'll extract much more of the juice. You'll have more depth to life. And so, for me, I want you to be a trainer. I want you to train your skills. I want you to train how to be fucking happier. Like, don't you want to just live life, where you experience more happiness? Like, you can fucking train that. You can train your happiness. You can train your focus. You can train your ability to write, your ability to speak, your ability to be charismatic, your ability to attract women. Why the fuck would you not want to train any of these things? Why wouldn't you take a serious attitude towards training, getting a result that you want? Right? Why the fuck are so many people not motivated and fucking like trying every day to find ways to put their fucking soul into their life such that their life becomes filled with spirit? So, that's where I come in, because I gotta fucking tell you all, you motherfuckers. And so, that's that. I think that's about it. Closing thoughts. Please understand where I'm coming from. I say this with such passion because there's so much depth to life. It's like, there's a Japanese proverb where it's like, life is like, it's like not becoming involved in something or mastering something in life. It's like entering a jewel mine and leaving with empty hands, right? Life is like a jewel mine. There's so many fucking jewels you can pick from. So many amazing things you can sink yourself into and like really extract the juice out of life and what life has to offer. But no one fucking sinks in. No one leans in. And it pisses me off. Nobody leans in. And that's why they're so fucking mediocre. Like, they deserve it. You know, it's painful. That's the point. That's what makes it meaningful. It's emotionally difficult. That's what makes it meaningful. If it was easy, then it would just be like trivial. And it wouldn't be an emotional accomplishment. It wouldn't be an accomplishment that, you know, when you're sitting on your fucking deathbed, it'd be like, yeah, I'm fucking proud of that. You know? You're proud of the things that were fucking difficult. Because that's what makes a good story. So don't be one of these motherfuckers that just takes the path of least resistance. Don't be one of those motherfuckers that just resolves to just the default position. You know? Falls to the default position. Falls to the default paradigm. You know, where you're just lazy and you're looking for new ways to be lazy and you're looking for new ways to stimulate yourself such that, you know, you're hooking you're plugging into Neuralink so you can just constantly fucking stream porn in your head. You know, that kind of fucking mentality where you're just like searching for like more and more ways to stimulate yourself with hedonistic desires. Whereas, you know, when you really understand like fulfillment, you know, it's doing the emotionally difficult things because they have satisfaction carryover, right? When you're dopamine fishing and looking at memes, watching YouTube shorts and shit, when you stop, the fucking, you know, the feeling plummets. You feel like shit. You have to keep, you know, going and just keep addicting yourself, if that's a word. And, you know, when you do something difficult like writing a book and doing a workout and speaking and going out, like when you finish, there's like that satisfaction that comes with it, you know, and that there's a satisfaction carryover such that you feel good even when you're not doing it because you did it, right? And so have this mentality where you're training, you know, nothing is more beautiful than seeing yourself grow into something beautiful, right? Nothing is more legendary than cultivating the ultimate self that you came here to become. There's no better feeling. And I really want you to have the courage to really lean into that, or you really fucking lean into life and really lean into the characters that you were meant to play. Because I want you to sing on life's stage. It's up to you. You have to make that decision. See ya.